Title: The Last Promise. The world had fallen apart in weeks. Cities once filled with life now lay in ruin, the streets overrun by the relentless groans of the undead. 10-year-old Sam clutched his sister Lucy's hand as they weaved through the crumbled remains of their small hometown. Lucy, 17, led the way with a fierce determination, her other hand gripping a crowbar stained with evidence of their survival. Their father, David, had been separated from them during the chaos of the initial outbreak. He'd promised he would return, but weeks passed and hope dimmed. Lucy, however, refused to give up. For Sam's sake, she maintained her resolve, even though the weight of leadership threatened to crush her. The siblings moved through the desolate streets, following whispered rumors from survivors about a refuge in the nearby hills. They believed their father would head there if he was alive. After days of searching, they finally reached an abandoned warehouse where a small group of survivors had camped. Among them, to their astonishment, was David. "Dad!" Sam cried, running into his father's embrace. Lucy followed more cautiously, her eyes scanning him for injuries. David looked thinner, his face gaunt and shadowed by exhaustion, but he was alive. Tears streamed down Lucy's face as she wrapped her arms around him. "I told you I'd find you," David said, his voice hoarse but warm. They spent the night together, sharing stories of survival and plans for the future. David promised to take them to the hills where the rumored refuge awaited. It was the first time in weeks that Sam and Lucy felt a semblance of safety. The following morning, as they prepared to leave, Lucy noticed something odd about her father. His movements were slower, and he winced when Sam accidentally brushed against his arm. "Dad, what's wrong?" Lucy asked, her voice sharp with suspicion. David hesitated before pulling up his sleeve. There it was, a jagged bite mark, red and swollen. Lucy recoiled, her heart dropping into her stomach. "You're bitten," she whispered, her voice trembling. David nodded, his expression pained. "It happened a few days ago. I didn't want to scare you." Lucy felt anger and grief welling up inside her. "You were going to turn! You risked Sam's life!" "I couldn't leave without seeing you both one last time," David said, his voice breaking. "I needed to know you were safe. I thought I could hold on longer." Sam clung to David, crying. "No, you can't leave us now." "You promised, Dad." David pulled Sam close, his hands trembling. "Listen to me, both of you. I don't have much time. You have to go to the refuge. Stick together no matter what." Lucy clenched her fists, tears streaming down her face. She hated him for hiding the truth, but couldn't deny the love she still felt. "We can't leave you here." "You have to," David insisted. He reached into his bag and handed Lucy a pistol. "When it happens, you know what to do." The journey to the refuge began with 3, but ended with 2. When the time came, David sat beneath a tree, smiling faintly as the sun rose. Sam couldn't bear to watch. Lucy held the pistol with shaking hands, her heart shattering as she fulfilled her father's final request. Days later, the siblings reached the refuge, their bond stronger, but their hearts heavy with loss. They carried their father's lessons with them, strength, love, and sacrifice. Knowing his last promise had not been broken, he had made sure they were safe.